People who have 4 kids, why? Why's everyone in this thread keep accidentally having triplets? My wife and I have 2 kids together. My sister has 2 kids. She decided she'd rather not take care of them. So I've had them for the last 10 years. I've been raising 4 kids for the last 10 years even though I only have 2 with my wife. Happy Father's Day all you fellow dads. Not to brag, but we had sex 4 times. People who have 4 kids, how do you pay for all that? My former coworker. She only wanted 2. So after baby 1, she and her husband went to make baby 2. They ended up with baby 2, 3, and 4. Yep, naturally conceived triplets. Husband got a vasectomy after that. Wife is from farm country. Way back when we were first married, we used to go to church with my mother-in-law. It was a small farming town, everyone generally sat in the same pews every Sunday. The farm family who sat in the pew in front of us had 18 children including 3 sets of twins. They would sit in the pew from oldest to youngest, and stretch across the entire church. We only have 4. Had our first child, easy breezy. We tried for maybe 1-2 months. 2 years go by, okay we're ready to try for number 2. Like a year and a half of no luck. Then, boom, triplets. Identical at that. Doesn't run in the families, no fertility drugs. Just dumb chance. 4 girls under 4. PLZ send help when they're teenagers. Family of 6 kids. My parents didn't want us to be lonely. Jokes on them, we're estranged from each other and I don't even know where some of my siblings live. I'm one of 5 boys. Each one just under or just over 2 years gap except oldest who are twins, so we all grew up pretty close in age. I can't speak to why my parents had 5 kids, but I can say that being one of 5 brothers was fucking awesome growing up. We wandered the neighborhood, looking out for each other and always having someone to play with. As we got older nobody fucked with one of us because you're gonna get jumped by 4 other dudes. Now we're grown up and starting to have kids, who all have lots of awesome uncles. Had a tough time conceiving our first because my wife has PCOS. After our first was born the gynecologist told us to be careful due to a high chance of conceiving. We were careful for 6 months after, then one night we lost control and 38 weeks later triplets appeared. My parents had 3 of us back to back and dad got a vasectomy. 10 years later, they were in a good spot financially and we had extra space in the house, so they decided to adopt 2 sisters, ages 5 and 4. My dad was adopted as an older kid, so they wanted to make a difference in the lives of a couple of older kids too. Sort by controversial if you want to find happy parents. Gotta share this story. So my friend is one of 6. The parents had 4 boys all in a row, and his mom wanted at least 1 girl. They tried again, they had twin boys lol. They were all built like brick shit houses too, so I asked him what's a meal like that look like. He giggles and said, we got fed a lot of potatoes. We love children. They are wonderful and a ton of work. Some people spend their money on nice cars or vacations. We spent our money on diapers, food, clothing, and education. Our kids are grown now. They are all very good friends and look after each other. They're good people and make the world a better place. Now we have dogs. My grandma has 6 children, my dad was the 6th. With every child they used a different birth control to see if that would help them not conceive more. Just before they had my dad, my grandfather got a vasectomy, but it turned out he had a 3rd tube and that's how my dad was made. With my mom she said she always wanted 4 girls. She got 3 with my dad, no boys, and the 4th is my stepsister. My parents had me and my older brother and my younger sister 2 years apart. They tried to have a 2nd girl for symmetry and got blessed with twin boys. So instead of 4 we were 5 foot. I'm the oldest of 5, because my mother likes babies toddlers, so she kept having them. She's not a fan of humans with actual thoughts or opinions, so she didn't really like us for too long though. My dad wanted 2, maybe 3 kids. Threats that I won't go into, and doctors refusing to do a vasectomy both played a part in the 2-3 extra kids. Edit, I never wanted to be that person, but this is my first ever award, after 2 years on Reddit, and it's kind of awesome. So thank you also, edit not fuck my mom and her too many kids. This post is reminding me of this dishwasher I had at one of my old jobs. Used to drink with him after work. Was 61 and legally blind. Had 6 kids and was telling me he wants another one. He doesn't even take care of the kids he has and is divorced. I asked him why he wanted another one and he just said why not. I think he's passed away now. I tried reaching out to him and he didn't return my text or calls. Some people just don't see how big of a deal having a kid is. Even after having so many. We have 4. Only 1 pregnancy was planned, but we were happy about all of them. Husband got the snip after 4. Babies and little kids are hard physically, i.e. sleepless nights, but teen adult children are hard mentally. You do your best to teach them right, but then they go off and sometimes make bad decisions where all you can do is watch. Parenting has stretched me as a person, and I'm so glad to have had all 4 of my kids, but I won't lie. Sometimes it is heartbreaking. My brother has 4, I have 1. Mine is starting college this fall, his oldest is a rising senior in high school. I told him about the college nightmare and something tells me he didn't plan, or think at all, about college for 4 kids. Not a parent, but I have 4 siblings. 4 of us from my mum and I have a sister from my dad. I think most of us were just mistakes that my mum kept LMAO. The TV is broken. I have 4. In Quebec, there is plenty of support for families like mine: universal daycare, universal healthcare, and an excellent public system with universities still cheap. I have 4 kids. We kept having kids because we enjoy being parents, love kids, and we have the means to support them. I've got 7. My boss said I can't pull out of a driveway. I just had my 4th less than 2 months ago. My 3rd was a surprise as I had not yet gotten my period back after having my 2nd. We were then undecided on having a 4th. Then I had an emergency surgery which caused the removal of an ovary and a fallopian tube and was told my chances of having any more kids was super low. Then I got pregnant with my 4th. Then I got my other tube removed, so no more babies for me. I've got 4, 11, stay-home dad here, it's the best, they all get along and play with each other. I always wanted a big family and 3 girls and a boy at the end is the perfect combo. We have heaps of fun and wouldn't have it any other way. Red heart # blue heart black heart # 2 hearts. We're highly educated with good jobs. We've got plenty of money, grew up in big families, and are capable of being good parents. We still travel internationally and domestically every year, and they're in all the activities they want. They squabble like any kids but are generally well behaved and polite to others. They get good grades and we get compliments on their behavior in public all the time. We have a close-knit family who can help out if we need it. So why not? If you can feasibly raise healthy, happy, productive adults, you should have as many as you want. If you can't, then don't. Always wanted that many kids. Now I have that many. Like 70% of the comments are about the people themselves as kids. That wasn't the question. 30. 40 years ago having 4 kids was a lot, but it wasn't impossible. The question is, how are you having 4 kids today with today's economy? My parents had 4 children. 2 on purpose, 2 by mistake. My parents aren't super religious, but abortion had a lot more stigma in the 70s.